We're rolling. We're live.
Let's get it.
We live, baby.
Down the jive. Do these have left and rights? Oh, okay, I've been putting this on. Wrong.
Mic check, mic check. Oh, yeah.
That sounds good.
We back at it.
Ba-na-da-na-da-da.
What up, y'all? I'm Walt.
I'm Neiman.
And this is Lightwork with the Walman Bros.
Today, we are welcoming Mr. Kail Walker to
What
the
up, what
studio.
up, what up, what up?
What's up? It's an honor to be here. Thank you, fellas.
Thanks for
man.
coming and joining us, my man.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's give these people a little background on Mr. Kail. Kail is Omaha native. He is a real estate agent. He's a fucking beast in the gym.
Yeah, it looks like he just hit like 200 push-ups before he walked in
Yeah,
here.
you know,
I
I had to get the pump going real quick,
Yeah.
you know, for the cameras.
I can't blame him.
He
Hold
was
on,
out
we
in
need
the
to.
hallway doing burpees and shit.
I'm working up a sweat now.
And he still smell hella good. What the
Yeah,
hell?
it's like
Tell me
cologne.
the secrets, man.
It's a lady killer. I can't tell you that.
Yeah.
He's
For
got some
another
of-
episode.
He's got some of that Sex Panther from
Oh,
the
shit.
80s. We all know.
Oh, yeah. What's that movie? I forgot.
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And he
classic.
also participates in, not participates, I think helps runs Rise Omaha. So let's start there, Kail. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do within Rise Omaha? And shout outs to Rise Omaha. And what is Rise Omaha?
Yeah, so Rise Omaha, I started that with a couple partners of mine. Our idea behind that was, you know, your network is your net worth. It's all about who you know and who knows you, especially in a position like real estate where you just have to know people. And so back when I was living in Kansas City, I knew I was coming back to Omaha and getting into real estate. And the number one thing that I saw was you had to network. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to Omaha and I'm gonna network, right? And so when I started looking into all these different networking groups and you know, different organizations for networking, nothing really stood out for me. Nothing against those networking groups, but it wasn't something that I was really that drew my attention. I wanted something that was more for the younger generation, something that I could actually look forward to going to the next time, and it wouldn't feel like a chore almost. And so I decided to, instead of just attending networking events, I wanted to create my own. And so Rise Omaha essentially we're Omaha's premier networking experience. You're not going to find a more fun, elegant, formal, upbeat, high energy networking event than what we have. And so, you know, essentially what we do is we're going to have networking events quarterly with little micro mini events in between those. We'll have guest speakers as well who come and inspire you and motivate you. But we're also, you know, one of the other things that we do is we give back to the community. So we're working with Ronald McDonald House and Abide here in Omaha as well, a couple nonprofits that we want to give back to the community as well. So, so with that being said, it's just a different way to network, a more fun, exciting environment that you're gonna. And here's the thing too: is this is not just an open event for everyone to come. This is exclusive. This is invite only. The best of the best people in Omaha. Because, you know, what we figured out and learned is Omaha and Lincoln has so much talent.
Yeah.
So many people doing incredible things here
No doubt.
that we want to showcase that and put our city on the map. And so this is very hand selected. We want to be able to keep my partner always says we want to be able to keep the integrity of the group and have just the bosses of Omaha and Lincoln, men, women, just coming here and let's just all get together, you know, because if we all surround ourselves with greatness, how do we not all grow?
Exactly.
100%.
There's only one outcome.
There's only one outcome. So that's what Rise Omaha is essentially. So
We've been running into a lot of situations, not a lot. Let me turn that back. We've just launched a couple businesses, and we ran into some situations with some people where it felt so much like they were competitive, and we just couldn't get them to understand how far we can go together. They just wanted all the shine. They wanted all the praise for it.
Right.
And so my question is, like, how do you guys combat that in Rise Omaha, putting that ego to the side and being more collaborative over competition? Was that an obstacle that you guys even faced forming this?
yes. Yeah, you know what? Because it's like I'm a real estate agent, and so it's like, my question was, do I want any other real estate agents there?
Right.
You know, it's like, and then I started to think about it. The more people you help, the less you have to sell.
Yeah.
You know,
Period.
so let's all put each other on because it's all going to come back to you.
Yeah.
competition is business is unlimited.
Yep.
You know,
There's enough pie for everybody.
There's enough pie for everybody. So I'm not gonna be mad if I have 5 other real estate agents at my events, because we can all help each other out.
Right.
Business is unlimited, like I said. So it was something that we thought about, but it's like, no, we can all help each other.
Yeah, people have this weird like scarcity of money idea like surrounding their finances, like that, like it's just like a rich dad poor dad. You know, everybody's walking around like, oh, where's the like? There's more than enough money out here for everybody to be comfortable.
Yeah. We can all eat.
Comfortable.
We can all eat. There's plenty of it out there.
Yeah. That's been a big learning lesson for us in the last, is just like competition over, collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
And I think by us adopting that mindset, and we've had to pass off quite a bit of work because we're only 2 people, you know? So I think that also says something more to you spread the value that you bring in 2 ways, because say, for example, Kail was a videographer and we couldn't do that date ourselves. We were already booked. We passed that information along to you. Yeah. There's some good vibes, some good reciprocity. Anybody?
Reciprocatory.
Yeah, that word.
We're just making it up.
Right.
Just run with
anyway, like karma, some good juju going out into the universe.
Absolutely.
Not only your way, because now I'm sending work your way. Now you're eating, and now you're going to be able to get better. But also for the client, because I trust you as that person that I push that project onto.
Absolutely.
The client's going to be like, even if he can't take care of you,
you're
still going to get taken care of.
Right.
Period.
You know somebody that will.
And so it's like that good juju goes out both ways, and it ends up helping even more than just if you were to take that client and not have given any love to you.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. We want a lot of that work.
Right.
But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you know what, and I feel like, just like you said, the karma comes around. So if you're gonna be kind of stingy with my event, say, no other real estate agents can come, I feel like just that karma is gonna come back around, where it feels like I am greedy.
Yeah.
I'm not greedy, you know. So it's gonna come back around. It all comes back around eventually, good or bad.
Right.
Period. So you mentioned that when you were looking for networking groups, when you first came in, there was a lot of things that you weren't looking for. What separates Rise Omaha from those other networking groups?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, there's a couple around town where, like I said, number one, most of the events are just open to everybody. Ours isn't open to everybody. It's
but
exclusive.
You can saturate your event by having that be the case.
Exactly.
By having everybody just be able to come.
Right. Yeah. Because then you have somebody who's not really on your level, or maybe they're trying to get there, or just maybe they're just a bad person. You know, and that's the thing too. Is we want good people to come to our events too. So, on top of that, it's just like we just want to make sure that we have quality individuals there. And then ours isn't more so like a group. There's some groups around town where it's like, you have business within your group. You pass off business between this person and that person. You don't really go outside your group.
Right.
We just kind of want to put everybody on. So
everybody connect how you connect.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
Has it always been like that? And let's be real here. Like, have you always been in that such a giving mentality or the abundance mentality? Or tell me a little bit about the early journey. And has it always been like that, or did you have to come around to getting to that point?
Yeah, I haven't. Just over the last few years, with the growth that I've been just reading about and watching videos on, it comes from a place of gratitude. So if people are less fortunate than me and I can give back to them, it's gonna help. It motivates me. You know what I mean? And so I haven't always been that way. Just over the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I kind of really start to dive into the giving back part of it. And I heard this guy say, I can't remember his name, but he said, and I think I said it a little bit ago, the more you give, the less you have to sell. And that just rang in for me, because it's like, if I can just give back to people, karma, it's going to come back to me. So that's why I really adapted that mindset of helping other people. And that's another thing why we started Rise, is because, like I said, there's so much talent here in Omaha. I feel like if number one, starting Rise Omaha is going to help my network, but it's also going to help other people.
For sure.
And that's the number one thing, is helping other people.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
So what you said, you got into this mindset. You weren't always there before.
Yeah.
What are some of the practices? What are some of the habits? You mentioned gratitude. You mentioned reading. What are some of those? Give me like 2 or 3 of the key things that have helped you ascend from a mindset of scarcity, I need, to I want to give, and provide value.
Yeah, I mean, just expressing the gratitude is just, it's so important. I mean, just the little things.
Yeah.
I mean, this might sound crazy, but I mean, the other day I got out of the shower and I looked down and I'm like, damn, I have a toilet. Like, I know that sounds crazy to think about, but it's like there's people out there that
really
are shitting outside.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're pissing outside. There's people over in countries that had to pee in bowls and go dump it out in the river. So it's like, I'm blessed that I have a toilet, a shower, you know? And so it's just speaking that gratitude out loud. Yeah. I mean, it's powerful. It's so powerful.
Where do you find that sense of gratitude from? Like,
I'm just so blessed. I mean, I've had a great life growing up. I never, you know, I had a great family. My parents were divorced, but they still get along, and I still see all of my family. And so I just had a really good life growing up. And so there's so much bad happening in the world to people that I just hasn't happened to me. And I'm blessed for that, you know, because a lot of bad shit happens to good people.
A product of a lot of good parenting too.
Great parenting. You know? I have great, amazing parents. I work with my mom. She's a real estate agent as well. She's been doing it for 23 years here in Omaha.
Shout out Mrs. Walker.
Shout out.
Sorry, I don't know if that's the last
It's
name,
Oliver, but it's close enough. Yeah.
Hey, Mama Oliver. Shout
we can
out,
go by
girl.
Mama Walker. So yeah, she's been like my right hand. She's everything to me. So
For sure.
yeah, just having that support has been amazing. Yeah.
I want to answer your question, Walt, because I think I kind of have an answer to that too. Okay. Is like, how do you put yourself in that mindset of gratitude?
Yeah.
I think it's actually being conscientious of like life and aware of life, because like when you said the toilet thing, when you got out of the shower, bro, every time I press that button to flush that water, I'm just like, that is waste.
Yeah.
That is being taken care of for me. I do not have to plan where it goes. I do not have to do any of that. Like, holy shit, how blessed am I for being able to simultaneously have something so amazing happen and be able to forget about it.
Right.
And like,
move on. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's little things like that no one really appreciates. Like, a lot of people don't appreciate that.
people
It's
think
like,
that we're indebted to it.
Right.
Or that we're owed that.
Right. Yeah. And it's not the case. I mean, you can do that with anything. I mean, damn, I have a couch to sit on, you know, and it's like, man, you think about that and it puts you in perspective. Like, I'm blessed. Yeah. You know,
I have what I need, and my heart's beating, and everything that I have is allowing my heart to still beat and air to still be breath through my lungs.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, even with good parenting, with you know, just like the abundance that you've experienced in your life. Like, the fact that you're 24 and you're thinking the way
27.
that you're... 27. I apologize. Well, even that's okay. Still 27, and you're doing the things that you're doing. Takes, like, a level of some type of sophistication and intentionality with what you're doing. Kind of want to talk, like, what does that look like for you? How do you keep yourself grounded? How do you keep yourself in that mindset of gratitude?
You know, I think just the fact that knowing that expressing gratitude is going to pay off in the long run, no matter what I'm going through in life, no matter what's hitting me that day, that week, that month, that year, it's just, you got to be thankful for where you're at, because your current situation is not your final destination. So whatever you're going through right now, I mean, it's just like, whatever happens, you just got to keep being being thankful for what you have, being able to wake up, put your feet on the ground and walk. I mean,
for sure.
It's little things like, damn, I got all my fingers and toes and all that. It's just, man, you know what I mean? I just get excited thinking about the fact that I'm blessed. So it's just, you just got to keep thinking about it, you know?
Keep it in the
Hope that
forefront
answers
of
your
head.
question
Absolutely,
there, but
So you spoke on gratitude. I'm going to kind of, what else? Like, what else do you do to keep yourself in that blessed mindset? You said you spoke on reading. You are in this abundance mindset of giving. What other avenues do you use to help supply your mindset? Yeah, so as far as reading goes and stuff like that, you know, I wake up every day, 6:30 a.m. I know I could wake up earlier, but, you know, it is what it is. So I read 10 pages a day. You know, I'm so busy. I work like 70 hours a week, so I try to get my reading as much as possible, but every day it's just 10 pages. Just read a little bit each day, you know, and so reading and just educating your mind and getting just more education on that is helpful as well. And so, I mean, just...
Where the hell do you get time for the gym, man?
For real.
So here's the thing. That's a good question. So when I say 70 hours a week, I include the gym in that.
Oh, but that's work.
The gym is work. I mean, for me, it's work.
It's mandatory.
It's not an option. It's not an option. And if you make it an option, you're never going to do it.
Period.
You have to put it in your schedule and just fucking do it. And so, for me, it's just like that's included in my 70 hours of work. You know, 2 hours, 6 hours a day, 5 to 6 times a week, that's included in my work.
There you go. You heard it here. If you ain't going to the gym, it's because it's not your job.
Right. It should be a priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's
why should it be a priority? Actually, let me ask you that. Just
why should going to the gym be a priority?
Yep.
Well, just because there's so much positive stuff that comes out of being physically active. You don't got to go crush yourself like I do in the gym. You just got to move.
Right.
Just be active. It just helps with your mindset. It just helps. Because when you're in that gym, you're not thinking about what's going on in your life. You focus on, damn, I'm tired. Number one, two, I'm working out, I'm tired, and but it's just
when you have all those endorphins releasing too as you're working out, that supply like those good feel chemicals.
Yes, exactly. It's called it's called the runner's high. I mean, you get those endorphins that get you going, and it gets you in a positive mood. You know, so.
And I think from the consistency of it, sorry, Walt, but to work out, like you start to look like how good you look. No homo now, all right? Hey.
We all know Neem a little sweet.
Yes, okay, it's all good.
But then you start to like see yourself in the mirror.
Yep.
And I think you looking into your own eyes, you find a conviction of confidence.
Yep.
Or I put myself through that pain in the ass workout and I came out stronger. And it affects the confidence, which then affects everything else.
You've heard we've all heard the saying, you look good, you feel good, you feel good, you play good. I mean, it's the same thing. You look good, you feel good. You're gonna go out there and crush your business, your job, whatever it is. You know, because you look your best, you're confident, just like you said. So
you were about to say something.
I want to. What's your routine look like? Are you in there every single day? You taking rest days? What's that look like?
Yeah, so I do 5 to 6 days. I usually take 1, maybe 2 days off. I do like more hot split routines, you know, and I do a little bit of cardio. But for me, my metabolism is so high that if I do too much cardio, I lose weight, I lose muscle, because it's also hard for me to eat. I mean, to maintain this, I have to eat 3,000 calories. So if I want to gain weight, I got to eat like 4,000. It's already hard. I know. It's the more muscle you put on, it's harder to, you know what I mean? Burning. The more muscle you have, it's just burning off. So, split routines 5-6 times a week. Sauna too, because saunas are really, really good for I go in there and just relax, just visualize when I'm in the sauna too. It's a good place to do that too. So
you say split routines. What are split? I'm messing up on, or I'm forgetting what split routines are again. So explain that.
Yeah. So a split routine would be like, you know, going in and doing chest and triceps.
Okay.
And then, and then isolating your legs.
Workouts.
Bodybuilder workouts. That's what a bodybuilder would do is split routines. More so somebody who's trying to lose weight would do more of like a overall, they might do like shoulders, chest, and back at the same time. You know what I mean? And so
you isolate everything down each day pretty much.
But and then when I do the split routines, I go hard at it. You know what I mean? I go hard at it because I'm not working that body part for another 4 or 5 days.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know.
So you want to fully deplete and break down that muscle group.
100%.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been in a rhythm of? Well, no. Let's transition out of working out for right now.
Yeah.
Let's get into real estate.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing your real estate? And where'd you start and where are you?
So I've been doing real estate for March will be my 1 year.
Cool.
So I've been doing it for 11 months now. How I got into it was I actually worked for a company here in Omaha called Eat Fit Go.
Okay.
You guys have heard of them, I'm sure. And so I worked for them for 3 years. I started out, I was like their second store employee ever hired. I have a great relationship with Eat Fit Go. I love them so much. I still eat there, every other day almost.
You begin the low?
There it is.
What's that?
You begin the low? Like, can you work something out for us?
No, hopefully no one's watching. Yeah. So I worked for them, and they actually moved me down to Kansas City. I was a manager. They moved me down to Kansas City, ran a store down there. And then when I was down there, they actually hit bankruptcy. Not like bankruptcy to where they close all their locations. They just hit bankruptcy to where they need to restructure their finances to stay open. So they closed a bunch of stores that weren't doing good, and kept the ones open that were successful, and they're still doing good to this day. So thankfully, shout out to them. But when and I knew Eat Fit Go wasn't going to be my forever thing. It was just kind of a fun thing to do and getting some experience in leadership and learning about people.
How'd you know that? Let me ask you that really quick, not to deviate, but how'd you know that Eat Fit wasn't eFit Go wasn't your end all be all?
I just knew that I was destined for bigger and better things, you know? And I think we all are destined for bigger and better things. You just got to believe that you can.
Is that an intuitive thing that you knew, or is that from asking yourself questions, or like, you know, reading a book that created a thought in your head, or?
You know, I think it's us being millennials. I think it's kind of almost inbred in our DNA that we just don't want to like work for. We kind of want to do our own thing, you know. And so
There's
that's
too much information out there to settle.
Right.
Yeah.
And before I was in eFit Go, I actually I got an exercise science degree in college. I wanted to own my own gym. So ever since I was in college, I knew I wanted to be a business owner. Yeah. That's kind of where it derived from. I just didn't know what exactly it was going to be.
Yeah.
But now I do. Yeah. And so I just knew eFit Go wasn't it.
Perfect.
So going back to that, I was in Kansas City. They filed for bankruptcy, and I knew that there was no room to grow. I couldn't, you know, get a raise because they didn't have any money to do so. So it was kind of time for me to figure out what I was going to do next. I had no idea. And so I was looking into real estate investing. You know, you guys are big in investing. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to do some investing. I had no intention of coming back to Omaha. I want to stay in Kansas City. I've been here my whole life. I want to just get away.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, I want to get in investing and, you know, do it here in Kansas City. And then I started to think about it. I was like, you know what? I should just get my license, go back to Omaha where, number one, I know people and people know me. Because in real estate, again, it's all about who you know, who knows you. I didn't know anyone in Kansas City, just a few people. And so I decided to come back and get my license, studied for about 3-4 months, took my test, passed the second time I took it, and then here we are today, 11 months later, and I've had a lot of success so far in my first year, so it's been good. And having my mentor as my mom, I mean,
You can't get any better
than that, you know? Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, I think I kind of got off on a tangent there. I don't know if that answers your question.
That was great. From the beginning of the real estate journey.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
What are your goals long term with real estate?
Yeah.
And where do you see yourself at as far as real estate goes?
Yeah, I mean, we plan on just continuing to build, you know, my mom and I foundation of Rise Omaha, and you know, we have some really cool plans in the works with kind of collaborating with our Rise Omaha and introducing that into the real estate game as well. Yeah. So, but long term, I mean, I want to, you know, invest not only in Nebraska but all over the country and sell. I want to get my license in Missouri and Kansas City and Iowa as well, so I can kind of sell in the Midwest too, you know, kind of just be this empire of real estate, you know what I mean? And so collab with people like you two who are in the game too. So that's kind of the goal. Yeah.
So I don't know if we can even say this, but you've closed some houses this year already, just in the 2 months, 1 month and 1.5 months.
Yeah.
You know, give us some tips, give the listeners some tips about how you separate yourself from the bunch. Like, what do you do differently that make people want to come to you and get you business?
I'm glad you asked that. I was hoping you would ask that because you're right. There's 2,500, 3,000 agents just in Omaha alone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition. So what are you doing? And that was my thing when I was in Kansas City. I knew I was coming back to Omaha. It's like there's so many agents. How am I going to be different and separate myself and stand out in a crowded market?
Yep.
So one thing that I really take seriously is just my brand. Yeah. You know, you have to brand yourself in today's world. It's super easy to do. I wouldn't say easy to do, but it's, you know, it's simple to do, I should say. Simple and easy are two different things. It's simple to do in today's world with Instagram, Facebook, all the different social media that's out there. Phones. I mean, you got a computer right here. It's at the access of your phone. So, you know, access of your hand. So it's like, brand yourself differently. It's like you go to my Instagram page. I take Instagram very, very seriously.
My man's Instagram's popping. Kail, shout out your Instagram real quick.
kailxwalker.
There it is.
Go check it out.
Okay.
Follow me. I'll follow you back. We'll have a conversation. I love to meet you. So I take Instagram very seriously, you know. So you go to my Instagram, you'll see that I'm not just a real estate agent, right? I'm in the fitness, fashion. I love fashion. I'm a developed model as well. Shout out to Developed Model here in Omaha. You know, what else is on my Instagram? Mindset, positivity. It's just a brand because people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust, right? And so if you go to my Instagram page, you're gonna see my whole life. You're gonna before we even meet, you're gonna know about me. Yeah. And so you go to some people's profiles in real estate agents, not just in Omaha but all over. It's just you go to their page and it's just like all real estate. Yeah, like that shit's boring.
Where's your humanity? Or
right,
your individualism?
Like, exactly. People want to be able to relate to you, you know. And so I want to be different in that sense of building my brand as a lifestyle brand. I'm not just a real estate agent. I'm much more than that. That just happens to be a passion of mine, that a small portion of my life, you know.
With being on Instagram, man, like I personally get intimidated with putting everything out there. Like, you know, sometimes, like, if it is for fitness stuff, like now I'm starting to get back in shape, and like to post some of that stuff, I have these fears of being judged in full transparency. So have you ever had those feelings, or like has it always been pretty easy out the gate for you just to be like, this is me, this is my brand, I'm gonna put it out there for the world to see, and I don't give a damn what you think of it? Or
it was not easy to get to that point. I mean, so moving away to Kansas City was like what changed my whole life, because I didn't know anyone really there. So I had spent a lot of time on my own, and so I really started just invest in, you know, reading. I read a book called it's Gary Vaynerchuk wrote it. Crushing it, and that really just made me realize that nobody gives a fuck.
Right. Yeah. They give a fuck maybe for 2 seconds, and then they'll
forget about it, because people are so focused on themselves that they're not worried about you. Like, they might see some shit and be like, what the hell is that? But tomorrow they're not even gonna remember that. Right. Like, you just have to realize that everybody is so self-centered, not in a negative way, but they're just so worried about what they have going on in life that you can't give a fuck. And, you know, I always say this too, is, you know, the more you be yourself, people are gonna unfollow you. People are gonna like hate on you and talk bad about you. My mindset is, good, thank you for unfollowing me. Right. I don't want you following me anyway with that negative energy. Get that out of here. And one thing that I always say too is, for every one person that unfollows you, you're gonna have 2 or 3, 4 people that actually follow you because they fuck with you for the right reasons, for the authenticity. So who gives a fuck what people think? You know, easier said than done. Right. But if you can adapt that mindset, it's gonna change your life.
And so would you say go do it? Is that like, would that be like a kind of one of the solutions you would recommend, is like, just go do it, just start putting the shit out there,
just do it. You're gonna fuck up, you're gonna look stupid, but who cares? Who cares?
There's 7 billion people in the world, right? You can't make them all like you.
You won't either. You won't. It's just not gonna happen.
It's a battle you're already set to lose. If you're trying.
But I'm telling you, that's what took because just 2 years ago I only had 5,000 followers on Instagram. Now I got 18,000, you know, almost 20,000. And so it's just because I just don't give a fuck. Just be yourself.
Love it.
It's crucial.
You had a little Russ voice in there when you just said
I was just going to say, I kind of feel like I'm talking to Russ right now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Russ is my guy. I love Russ. He's all about mindset and positivity and not give a fuck. Russ is my guy.
Russ is that dude.
And you know what's crazy? 3 people at the table like Russ, but you know how many people hate that dude?
So many.
He's like the most hated rapper.
He is. Those same aspects of like him not giving a fuck and it being preceded as cocky, but like you read, like we have his book over there. And like his book talks about how for 10 to 12 years, all he did, like Gary Vee says, is eat shit. He was just writing music. Nobody was listening to it. He wasn't getting any streams. And through that process of like eating shit, failing, not popping off, but also being super consistent, he gained that confidence. So I see that confidence. I'm just like, y'all some, like the same, y'all just wish I had the
there's
audacity.
Our clickbait for this episode interview with Russ's little brother.
Let's get Russ's attention, man, because me and Keaton, my partner in Rise Omaha, we said one day we're gonna meet Russ. It's gonna happen. We're putting it in the universe, and Russ would appreciate that, because he's all about putting that shit to the universe. Speak it into existence, and that's what he did too. You look at Russ's life; he spoke this into existence. You know,
that's exactly where I wanted to go, back to the sauna, because he said that's a place where you like to go and just visualize and sit and envision things. So like, I want to know what you're talking about and what kind of fruit you get from that.
So when I talk about visualizing, I mean literally thinking and seeing yourself at, you know, having your goals. So in 2018, I had a goal for 2019. I was going to start 2 businesses.
Yeah.
I started real estate and I started Rise Omaha.
Hey.
I spoke it into this. I visualized it, you know? And so it's so important that what you think about, you manifest, whether that's good or bad, you know? So I sit there in the sauna before I go to sleep. When I'm driving, you know, I'll turn on some Russ, and he has a song called Manifest. I'll just visualize myself with my goals, you know, because you have to feel like you already have these things, you know,
feeling.
You already have it. It's like, it's just not in the physical presence yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's coming. It's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
But by you already being able to feel like that magneticism, basically, that the feeling brings, I think that's, you actually send the magnetism out.
Yeah.
And then that attracts, that they just pulls right back the magnetism of that felt emotion.
100%.
It turns it into like a want or a wish.
Yeah.
Into like a knowing.
A
or
knowing.
Like a
Dude,
reality.
I love how you said that. Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, say that one more time.
It turns a want or a wish into a knowing or a reality.
Yes. It's already yours. Like when you're driving down the street, just, you know, you say you want to drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you got to picture yourself in that thing.
Yeah.
It's already yours. But here's the thing too. Here's the separator between, you know, a lot of people can visualize, but there's one key to it. You probably know what I'm about to say is you have to put in the work to get it.
Wait, the what?
You have to put in the work, the sweat equity to
He
get
brought out
it.
the
That gives me
W.
shivers.
You can't
no,
just
for real.
visualize it.
Yeah.
You know, Jim Carrey said you can't just visualize and then go eat a sandwich. Like
You're not going to get swole off.
There go your ass,
right. Yeah, there you go. So you have to visualize and go put the work in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the separator right there. You can visualize all you want, but you're not going to work. You're not going to get it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do like what you said, anybody can visualize.
Yeah.
You know, but we get the resolutions, but they don't want to, it's the lack of buy-in long term. Like how do you keep that going? Like, because it is easy to visualize out front. How do you keep that consistent, and like what things keep you pushing every day?
You got to find what your why is. What's your why? Like, why are you visualizing yourself having those things? Why are you going to put in the work every single day? You know, is your why, you know, you want to travel more, you know, you want to see your kids grow up. You want to see your kids grow up. For me, my why is I want to be able to do what I want when I want to do it and not have to think about it. And to be able to, you know, well, first of all, let me go back a little bit. I just want to help people.
Yeah.
Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially. I want to help people all over the world.
Period.
And so that's my big why.
Yeah.
But with that being said, is I want to see my kids grow up. You know, I want to shop at fucking Whole Foods and get all organic shit, and you know what I mean. I want to live till I'm 120. That's my why. You know what I mean. And you can have little individual whys, like, you know, say, you know, you want to make 6 figures this year, but why? You know. And so just what's your why? Why are you doing it? You know.
And even after you determine the why, I think I still don't know how to get past this, because I find myself building up for certain goals weak whys. And I can see that they're weak because when that goal starts to get tough, I start to second guess myself.
So evaluate your whys is what you're saying?
Evaluate your whys. Like ask yourself, why is your why your why? Like get even another level deeper, because this is the first endeavor, the Walman Bros, Omaha Studios, everything else, exposure. These are the first businesses that I've created, first endeavors, interests that I've established a why so strong that through all of the hardship, I haven't quit. In all honesty. In all honesty. So I think also asking yourself why your why is your why.
Yes.
But not just saying my why is because I love my mom. Like, get as fucking detailed as possible with that why, especially with goals. Like with your goals as well. I don't want to make a lot of money. Do you want to make $625K so that first $125K you can go buy mom that new crib? You know what I mean? So you just got to get specific with your goals and your whys.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Yeah, that was a great point. It's like, why do I want those things? Think about that for sure. Yeah, I love how you put that.
And always try to tie them back, I think, to it's got to be internal. It's got to be internal. If it's I want to get I don't know. If I wanna buy a new I'm trying to think of a way to compare this. But you can't have that why be, I don't want to get jacked because my ex-girlfriend is going to be looking at my Instagram. Like,
that's why.
Don't ever start, I feel, with anything externally. You always got to start with from
internally.
within.
Yeah. Your why shouldn't be necessarily for someone else.
Right.
You know what I mean? It should be for you. You want to get jacked, well, do it for you, not for somebody else, you know? Yeah, I totally agree.
I want to ask about some of your habits. You're in good shape. You're successful, and in your real estate and with Rise Omaha. I know you said working out is one of your habits. Eating right is one of your habits. Yeah. Are there any other habits that you've like picked up that have made a life's difference?
You know, that's a great question. You got me thinking. I like that. As far as my habits go, I mean, besides like my daily routine is kind of like the same every day. You know, when I wake up 6:30 a.m., I read 10. Well, here, let me go back. So right when I first wake up, you know, I go and I drink a tall glass of water, right? Yeah. When you wake up, your body's dehydrated naturally because you just went 6 to 8 hours without drinking water. Right. Drink some water, right? Take my multivitamin. And this kind of goes back to my why, too, is I take like 14 different pills, like vitamins a day. You know why? Because I want to live. I want to be healthy. Right. I want to see my, you know what I'm saying? I go back. I want to see my kids as kids grow up. You know, and so I take all my vitamins, my multivitamins, my pills, and all that, and then I sit down and I read 10 pages a day and just kind of think about getting ready for the day. You know, so it's just those little things that I do every single day that lead up to the bigger picture. Right. You know, so those are just. And it don't matter what day of the week it is either. For me, Saturday and Sunday is just another day of the week. Okay. You know? Yeah, for sure. No off days. Yeah. For me, personally. Yeah. Right now,
that's something I'm struggling with is like once it hits Saturday and Sunday, that's like the diet, the gym. I just always cut out.
Kind of goes to shit. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, man. Is we've just been, if you think about it, we've been so, you know, we grew up thinking like Saturday, Sunday is the off day.
We've been programmed.
We've been programmed. That's a good way to put it. We've been programmed. And it's not an easy thing for me too, to like, get on that mindset of Saturday, Sunday, just another day of the week. It took me a long time. And I'm still like, fuck, you know, but,
so are we.
But you got to make it happen, you know? And so for me, I feel like, you know, I have no kids. I have no dog. I got no animals. I got no girlfriend, which I got no.
He's single, ladies.
I'm single.
kailxwalker.
Hit me with that.
That's why you hit them push-ups before the session.
Yeah.
Over here.
You never know who's watching, right?
Hey, if y'all girls got some friends, you know, these two light skin, you know, we're both single. So, hey, you need some love too.
Right. Hey, I said light skin is the right skin. Remember that?
Hey, amen to that, brethren. Amen to that, brethren.
So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like right now when I'm young, I have no obligations. I have no responsibilities. Why not put in all that time right now? You know what I mean? Because when I'm 35, I want to be chilling. Like, not chilling, but you know what I mean? I want to be able to chill more if I want to.
Doing what you want.
I'm going to work till the end of the time.
You won't be in Nebraska over the winter. You
know,
that type of stuff.
Exactly.
It's just a level of freedom that you can obtain.
Exactly. So put in the work now when you're young. You have more energy. You don't have kids, you know. Do it now. Yeah. And even if you do have kids, do it now. You're younger, right? I mean,
you still got that energy.
Yeah.
I learned like one of the biggest quotes of my life, and I ended up dropping out of college, so I guess it didn't really resonate, but it did resonate actually, because I was sitting down on our high school graduation night, and I was talking with my man Rylan Wiseman, who shout outs to Rye Guy. He went out to New York City. He like got onto like Wall Street. Some banking out there. Like that.
Good for him. Where'd you go to high school, by the way?
Out in Phoenix, out in Glensdale, Sunrise Mountain. Yep. Go Mustangs. But that night we sat down and, you know, we're like a little litty, you know, celebrating. Yeah. We were done. And he tells me, hey, man, we're about to go off for the next 4 years of our life, because we were both going to school. He was going to school out in New York. I was going to JUCO. And he was like, we're about to go off for the next 4 years of our life. If we can put in as much work as possible and sacrifice on the play right now, we're going to be able to play a lot. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a lot more fun playing later, but we can play for much longer as well.
100%.
And so that kind of resonated with me, and I think that's like, put in the work now.
Yes.
Put in the work now.
Yep.
Don't put it off till tomorrow.
Right.
Because tomorrow's never going to come.
Right.
Period.
I agree with you, man.
Any encouraging words or to specifically people who are looking into jumping into entrepreneurship and might be scared to take that leap and are dealing with their confidence or struggling with getting in the gym?
Yeah.
Anything that you want to give to the listeners that would motivate them to get over that hump or out of that rut they're in?
You just gotta try, just do something, just move. Move your mind, move your body. Realize you're gonna fail, you're gonna fuck up, but it's a part of life. For every failure, I think, what's that saying? You fall down once. It's not about how many times you fall down, it's how many times you get up. So just keep going, just keep fighting, keep trying, explore different shit while you can, while you're young, while you have the time to do it. Now's the time to do it.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure most of our listeners are gonna be our age-ish, maybe.
30 to 18.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. Just do something, because eventually you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You might dive into something and realize this ain't for me.
Yeah.
But you'll figure it out. Just keep going.
Do it authentically too. I feel like, but I don't want to
sure.
put words in his mouth.
Yeah.
I just feel like the authentic part, with what I see in your Instagram, that's huge. And like you said, you saw your stuff jump from consistency and from authenticity.
Yes.
Through the past 2 years. So
100%.
keep that in the forefront of your minds. I have a new question, Walt.
All right.
All right. So we're ending these podcasts with a question, okay? And this one, we might revise it again later. But anyway, Kail, you are just been taken hostage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ain't no coming back. They want $1 billion. We can't get $1 billion. So they're gonna blow your heads out. They'll blow your brains out.
Okay.
But they're going to allow you to write down 3 simple or life tips that you're going to be able to leave behind.
Okay.
Everything else, they've burned all your stuff, all your journals, everything. There's no recollection.
3.
There's no recollection of Kail Walker after you
spot.
get.
Okay.
Yes. So you get to write down 3. What would they be? 3 life tips to the people that you love, to the world.
Number 1 is going to be to love people. Gotta love people. And even if that means somebody that fucked you over, you gotta love them. Forgive them. Move on. You don't gotta accept them back in your life, but forgive them. Not for them, but for you. Right? Love people. Find your why. Damn, that third one. Let's see. Ooh, this is a good question. I like it challenging me here, man. I like it.
Third one that always gets.
It is. So what I say, love people, find your why. I'm gonna just say work.
Yeah.
Just work.
Put it in.
Put in the time and the work, and it'll happen for you.
Boom.
Bro, thank you for coming out. It was
Appreciate
great meeting
having
you.
me, man.
I
This
do
has
actually
been
before we
great.
close it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad, bro. We'll get better at this. We'll get better at this.
Okay. We're learning.
You're about to say something.
No, I was just going to lead it out, So
okay.
figure out what you guys say. And then
I just wanted to say, man, I acknowledge you as a 27-year-old man, not only for taking the time out to come visit with the Walman Bros.
Of course.
He's also helped sat down and talked to some of our athletes that we got with our athletic recruiting agency.
Yeah.
But I also want to acknowledge you for taking the initiative to go out and live, follow, and pursue your dreams.
Thank you.
And, go to Kansas City without knowing anybody.
Yeah.
And, be out there and learn and be by yourself.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, but I think you've probably seen the most growth in your life.
The most
through
growth.
that
It was the
time.
best thing I ever did was go to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank
I
you.
respect
sir.
that, and I
Thank you.
acknowledge that out of you, Kail.
Thank you.
Keep freaking working, my man.
Let's
and
get it.
we're going to be working with Rise. I know it, because we're trying
Yep.
to do the same thing that Rise is doing.
kailxwalker, go follow him. Super dope, super
trying to get me
genuine,
out of
and
here.
conscious human being.
Thank you.
And the sexiest real estate agent you've ever seen. Go follow him now. And he's single.
Yes.
And you got a goal, actually, to become like one of the most fit real estate agents. I kind of saw in one of the
Yes.
stories
One of my
lately.
goals is to be the most fit real estate agent
Get
you've
it
ever
in.
seen.
Come
There it
on
is.
now.
All right, man.
Come on now. All right.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm Walt,
I'm Neiman.
and this is
Lightwork with the Walman Bros. Thanks, brother.
Good shit,
Of course, man.
That was fun,
dope.
bro.
That was dope, man. That was super dope.
That killed Shelby's. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Shelby.
yeah.
Love you, but yeah.
I get put out.
Yeah, I know they get put out. It's a different client. Come on, Walt. Come on. Bro, that was dope. Thank you.
was,
That was really good, man.
You like
Glad-
it?
I
There's a
loved
lot
it,
of-
man. That was
There's
cool.
a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff in there. A lot of meat.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, man, is like it's just these are the things that I help people with, that I talk about with other people.
We might have lost the video on there. Huh?
Damn, we lost some of it.
Okay.
We got enough
Okay.
on there.
You
We
lost
got 30
some of it?
minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
uh,
We got the
what'd
first
we
30
lose?
minutes.
probably that back half in video. but we have it in audio.
Yeah, we'll still be able to put out an audio. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. All right, we gotta. Damn.
Fuck. We gotta set the timers. We need a clock. Okay, that's an addition.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Solid.
We got the
That-
audio. I'm
See,
gonna-
with Shelby's,
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll do this again.
With Shelby's,
doubt.
it was easy because it was like I was kind of looking at the time. It was like 30 minutes. I hit that shit.
Who's
How
tuned
long
out?
have you been
This
talking?
one
You know
is
how long
fun.
we talked?
I don't know.
I thought we were gonna keep it under 30. Like I felt like.
Yeah, we were close to it. I think we only lost like 10 minutes.
What is it? What is
Oh,
it?
I'll
Okay.
tell you exactly.